Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Apple, Spotify, or Google, please leave a 5-star rating. This content is brought to you by Uphold, which makes crypto investing easy. I've been using this platform since 2017. They have 10 plus million users, 200 plus cryptocurrencies, and they're available in 150 countries. As with all exchanges, you can buy and sell on them, but you always want to custody your own crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. If you'd like to learn more about Uphold, please visit the link in the description. All right, my friends, we got some big updates around the FTX Sam Bankman-Fried situation. Remember that lovey-dovey tweet from Maxine Waters to Sam Bankman-Fried about 2 days ago where she said, "Oh, Sam," and she tagged him, by the way. She said, "Sam Bankman-Fried, we appreciate that you've been candid in your discussions about what happened at FTX. Your willingness to talk to the public will help the company's customers, investors, and others. To that end, we would welcome your participation in our hearing on the 13th. And of course, everybody is just up in arms going crazy about this because it's the tone is just so, "Oh, Sam, you poor child, come talk to us. It's okay. We know you stole billions, but it's okay," right? It's kind of like a little soft message, a little lovey-dovey, and you know the context to that too is that last year Maxine Waters blew Sam Bankman-Fried a kiss right after the hearing last year, so it just looks bad all around. Well, Sam Bankman-Fried around 4:10 p.m. Eastern today tweeted out Representative Waters, and he retweeted her tweet, "and the House Committee on Financial Services. Once I have finished learning and reviewing what happened, I would feel like it was my duty to appear before the committee and explain. I'm not sure that will happen by the 13th, but when it does, I will testify." It's Sam Bankman-Fried's world, and the United States Congress members can't do anything about it. This is ridiculous. They're sending love letters on Twitter here. This man should be arrested and brought in for trial. Yes, he has to go through the legal processing. I'm not saying that, but he has to be under custody. How is he hanging out in his Bahamas penthouse, his $30 million Bahamas penthouse, after committing fraud and stealing billions of dollars? This is ridiculous. And it just shows, man, as I said in the previous podcast, his parents' connections to politicians and his campaign donations are really helping him here. And here's another example of that privilege, my friends. Caroline Ellison, who was, of course, his one-time girlfriend, and also, I don't know how she got this job, but she was the CEO of Alameda Research, right? She was the one making those ridiculous trades that lost him a lot of money. And someone spotted her at a coffee shop in Soho, Manhattan, in New York City. And it definitely looks like her. Now, it's like a side profile photo, but, the face, the hair, and everything, it looks like her. So here, Autism Capital, they tweeted out, the user account Autism Capital tweeted out, "A user claims that they spotted Carolyn Ellison at Ground Support Coffee on West Broad in Soho, Manhattan at 8:15 a.m. This would mean she is not in Hong Kong and is in New York, but not in custody." How are these people not in custody running around? And the fact that look, if I'm just talking about myself, and I'm sure many of you can agree with me, if I just lost billions of dollars and people know my face, I would not be going out for coffee. I'll be ordering in everything. I would be hiding. You know what I mean? I think you guys get it. But these people, they're just like, you know what? I don't care, right? They have some sort of privilege. And once again, that's billions of dollars of donations. Their parents are connected. We know her parents are connected to MIT and Gary Gensler and so forth. It's all, those same political circles. So unbelievable what's happening, folks. These people committed fraud, lost billions of dollars. There's a lot of people who lost their money, investors, VCs, hedge funds, and so forth. And they're just running around like, it's another day. Nothing has happened. Sam Bankman-Fried is still hanging out in his $30 million penthouse. Well, funny enough, BitBoy, Ben Armstrong, we're going to talk more about him in the SEC after this. Well, he just tweeted out, a lot of people are asking about our Bahamas protests. I'm giving the U.S. and or Bahamian government until Christmas to arrest Sam. If they don't, we are coming. Don't want to organize a big protest for January and they arrest him tomorrow. So apparently BitBoy's been trying to get some sort of protest going in the around where Sam lives. He already went down to the Bahamas, but they weren't able to meet each other, of course. I think security was called on Ben and the people there, and they were escorted off the property grounds. So we'll see where this goes. And clearly Sam is saying, hey, I'm not testifying. I don't think Sam is going to step foot in the United States on his own. He will have to be brought here. But we'll see, guys. It's just looking like he's not going to be in jail at all. It seems like the fix is in, which is really, really pathetic. Now, speaking of BitBoy, he tweeted out today, I got a letter from the SEC. Can't wait to talk about it. Everyone is laughing at you, Gary Gensler. He tagged Gary Gensler in this. He says, as soon as the lawyer takes a look, we will talk. It's hilarious. Sam met with Gary for 6 months. Our bill takes away the power from the SEC over crypto. Coincidence, he asks. Now, a couple things to layer in here. First, Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto, is, of course, an influencer. We know the SEC is looking into influencers. They stated that months ago, and you all may recall there was a lawsuit issued against Ian Bellina, who was a well-known influencer in 2017, 2018, when he was promoting ICOs. So he's currently fighting the SEC. Now, his case is very different. This, BitBoy was not promoting ICOs. He was promoting other projects, but the question is, did he break the rules in doing that? There's nothing wrong with having sponsors as long as you disclose you're being paid, right? That's how it happens in media. That's something that happens in podcasts outside of crypto, right? Second, he's saying that it's hilarious and that he's going to share the details once his lawyer takes a look at it. Then he highlights that Gary Gensler met with Sam Bankman-Fried for 6 months, and we've talked about this. Gary obviously did not do his due diligence and was probably going to give FTX the free pass. But of course, if Gary had actually done his job and due diligence and looked into what the hell was happening at FTX US and FTX.com, he would have seen the red flags. Now, third, BitBoy is, of course, about to put out some regulation or proposed regulation. He's working on a bill. I had interviewed him last month, and we'll see what that encompasses. And he says here it takes away the power from the SEC. So he's kind of maybe highlighting that this is some sort of retaliation move by the SEC, but I don't know. We have to wait and see what that letter says. And we know the SEC has already started their process to target influencers. So we'll have to wait and see. But this is interesting. BitBoy's, obviously one of the largest crypto influencers out there. And let's see what Gary's up to here, guys. This could mean trouble for a lot of folks. Maybe for me, I don't know. I'm just saying I haven't done anything, promoted anything where I didn't disclose it was sponsored. I've always said, hey, this is sponsored. This is brought to you by, and I always put those details in the description. So I don't know if BitBoy did something where he didn't disclose something, but he just literally tweeted that apparently, he says here, it was discovered there was a sponsored video by NFT Alpha on my channel from 2021 that did not have a disclosure. Zach XBT discovered it. We will be giving away the $15,000 they received for the segment. We will let Twitter decide who gets it. Who should we give it to? And he did a post here, grinding poet Zach XBT, and 5K for each, or 5K to each 3 FTX users. So maybe that's what the SEC is coming after him for. I don't know. And we'll have to wait and see as we get more details. But the takeaway here, SEC is looking at influencers. They're looking at everybody. And attorney John Deaton weighed in on this. He said, some of us have been saying Gary Gensler and the SEC was coming after crypto for 2 years. He initially doubled the size of the SEC staff dedicated to crypto and pushed regulation by enforcement in non-fraud cases like Ripple, Library, Dragon Chain, and BlockFi, to name a few. He says the SEC is the second largest creditor in the BlockFi bankruptcy, for God's sake. That fact alone speaks volumes regarding intent. Ask yourself what registration requirements were implemented with the $100 million BlockFi settlement. How did it improve the industry practices? And of course, we know it didn't. So John has retweeted BitBoy's tweet about the SEC letter, and he's highlighting this is what a lot of XRP holders, what John has been saying for 2 years since the Ripple lawsuit was filed. This is Gary Gensler and the SEC going after everything. It's not just an XRP thing. It's not just a Ripple thing. And finally, the Ethereum people finally woke up and saw the light, because they're going after Ethereum next. They're going after influencers. They're going after exchanges. They're going after lending platforms. Everything's on the table. They're going after NFT creators, right? We saw that with the Bored Yacht Ape Club and so forth. So things are, moving along on the SEC front until Congress acts. And I will be interviewing Congressman, Bill Huizenga, if I can pull up his profile here. Some of you who are watching can see. And I'm going to ask him about what they're going to do to keep Gary Gensler and the SEC accountable, because he's part of the committee. He's a Republican that oversees the SEC. So lots to talk about. How will they keep Gary Gensler accountable? So you don't want to miss that interview. I'm interviewing him this week. If you have questions you would like me to ask him, please email them to me or leave them in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Sam Bankman-Fried, Caroline Ellison, SEC going after BitBoy. And we'll see how things progress. Let's see what more additional information comes out from this.